Okay. Hi, everyone. This is not short, but shortish. It is our closing ceremony, so we've got a few remarks and a few prizes and awards to give out, which we'll leave for the end. So please bear with us. We'll make it as short as possible. So there's a few people that will be presenting. I ask the presenters to come forward and do their bit. So first up is Matt to talk to us about ISF 2023, a recap.
All right, thank you all so much for coming to ISF. We really appreciate you all coming. Hope you had a good time, and most importantly, hope you come next year. So this is the closing ceremony. I'm going to go through some of the numbers, a recap of what we did this year. So just to remind you, Yale is the conference chair, so I want to give her a round of applause and thank you. All right, so some of the photos during the event. Last year I made you 3 promises, right? And the first was air conditioning, so you've got that. Second was Wi-Fi, I think you've got that. And the third was a pig roast. I think I got vetoed on that. So we had the bluegrass music and the comedian with the Wolf Factory. And I think Nico's shirt gives it a seal of approval. So, all right. So we had the comedian last night, Evan Wimpy. So I hope you enjoyed his show, especially his jokes about simple exponential smoothing, ordering an old fashioned, and what was it? Holt Winters ordering a seasonal drink. Yeah. So this is pretty creative. There were a couple people that missed it. One thing I wanted to say was we had about, at least on the Whova app, about 380, 390 people signed up. I'll go through the numbers next. But almost every session I was walking by, they were really well attended. So thank you all for attending all the sessions, giving the speakers full focus and each other. So thank you very much. All right, we have quite a few sponsors this year as well. So it looks like we're growing a little bit in that front. So our gold sponsor was Walmart, Elsevier Silver. Google was the practitioner track. So really appreciate all the sponsors. Thanks for supporting the conference and really integrating with the academics. And, we can go hand in hand. And here's the organizing committee. All right, so we have Yale. Pam, without Pam, this thing would not run. So where's Pam? There she is. So thanks, Pam. And the program committee, we have Victor, Simon, Oliver, Keith, and Mike Porter. So thank you. I think the numbers slide disappeared. I'm not sure where it went. But anyway, so some of the numbers, we had about 350 abstracts. I don't think, did I skip it? No. Okay, no, okay, it's all right. It disappeared. So we had about 350 abstracts. We had about 40% practitioners. We had a lot of practitioner talks, and we did our best to integrate the practitioners with the academics in the sessions. So hopefully that worked out. If you're working in a company or you had a pretty practical problem, you probably found yourself in the session, and the organizing committee helped a lot in that regard. We had 6 keynotes. We had 8 practitioner speakers, obviously a beautiful and unique venue. Hope you all enjoyed that. I also brought my dogs to the conference. You may have seen them walking in the hotel. You may see them after this, so I guess they helped. And then finally, before I pass this off, you heard a song last year. I'm not going to play it again. And what do worldly Europeans know? Well, not as much as the Aussies, right? And of course, the song last year, I must admit that this event was actually in Virginia, not West Virginia. Country roads, right? Okay, so next year I want to pass it to France, right? We're moving to France. And Motion, is Motion here? Yeah, of course. Yep, okay. So I will finish right here. And where are we going in France? Dijon.
Fantastic, fantastic. We know once again how much effort it takes from the whole committee to organise an ISF or a conference of this size. So please, let's put our hands together once again for the organising committee of ISF 2023. My call upon Pierre for the IGF Awards 2023.
Thanks very much. It's nice to see you here still at the end of the conference. You know that the IGF is strongly linked to the IF and to this conference. And we have the pleasure every second year to give some awards for the very nice papers that we publish in the journal. So that's now. 2 years ago, we gave some awards. And now we've been through the same process, covering the years 2020 and 2021. We have a lot of good papers being published. We typically publish around 100 papers per year. So if we look at this period, that means 200 papers that could be nominated. And I'll explain you the process. By the way, we have a very nice special issue open for submissions on judgmental forecasting. So I hope the talk of Dan, made you motivated with the topic and that you feel like sharing some of your best works in the field. So as I said, we publish 100, a bit more, maybe papers per year, depends. And we had a very open process. I mean, we try with the journal to be very inclusive, so it's not just me who decide what is the best paper, and it's just personal judgment. We had an open nomination process. We advertised on social media, we shared within our network, and eventually we received 24 nominations for 13 papers. So that's not so many eventually. I was a bit worried that everybody would nominate their own paper. This did not happen. It was possible. I mean, it's fine. Some people told me, I feel a bit embarrassed, but I'm going to self-promote and I'm going to self-nominate. I think it's only fair. There was after a selection and a voting process. Photios told me today I should be very transparent about the process. This year we did it a bit differently. Only the senior editors, so 7 members of the editorial board, actually did the ranking and the final selection of the papers. I just tried something else, and maybe next time we'll try something else again. And eventually we have 2 papers that had a very close score, that are excellent paper, and I'm very happy to introduce the winner of these 2 awards. So we have 2 awards. One is the IGF Best Paper Award that comes with prize money, $1,000, and a plaque. And the other one is an outstanding paper award which gets the same attention, but not the prize money. All right? I don't have so much money to distribute, so I try to restrict myself. All right, so for the IGF Best Paper, none of the recipients could be here today, so unfortunately that was a bit of a pity. One of them will be online in a second after I announce the award, and the other one could not even be online. So I'm going to make happy Michael Lewis-Beck that gave a talk this morning on political forecasting. It's the first time we give the IGF Best Paper Award to a political forecasting paper. And the award goes to Andrea Franzetti-Coladon for a paper that was published 3 years ago on forecasting election results. It got many nominations, and I have to say I really like the paper too. Michael this morning mentioned problems with polling, with expectations, intentions, etc. Andrea found a very nice trick when he looked at text mining and social media to actually build a brand importance index for candidates in election. And it's a very interesting proposal. It's been also used for other applications since then, this kind of idea. So there was a broad consensus that this was the best paper award for 2020-2021. So congratulations to Andrea. You should be online now, so I hope, yes, Andrea, so nice to have you here. I think the sound is on, so you cannot see me maybe, but there is a plaque for you here, and I've said some nice words about you. So if you want to say something about the award, you're most welcome.
Thank you. I also see you, and it's an incredible honor for me to be here today, even though only virtually, as I'm in Oregon attending the Sambel conference. So let me say that I have the highest appreciation for this community, and when I got the news of receiving the award, it was truly amazing. You know, sometimes I find myself exploring new and experimental ideas, and when I embark on such a journey, I always wonder if I am on the right track, right? So, well, receiving this award for me, it's a great confirmation that I was heading in the right direction. And so for that, I'm incredibly grateful to you. I want to thank you all, and in particular, the evaluation committee, but also the editor and reviewers who guided me a lot throughout the publication process. And well, even though this is a single name paper, I want to heartfully thank all my colleagues in Italy and abroad, because we share enthusiasm and insights every day, and this is truly vital for even for this research. So yeah, once again, thank you all, and thank you for having me virtually.
Thank you, Andrea.
Thanks a lot.
So, thanks a lot, Andrea. I think you're on Pacific time, right? So we're going to let you go back to your activities on the Pacific coast, and then we can move on to the second award. Thank you very much, Andrea. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
So the second award, so in principle, we don't have to give a second award. So that's why I was saying there's only one prize money. But out of all the papers we received, there was this one that was quite interesting. It's about interval-valued forecasting. I'm a probabilistic forecasting person. In general, when I see interval-valued forecasting papers, I'm not very keen. I'm saying, why don't you go fully probabilistic and try to really model everything? But I have to say this paper is quite special. First of all, they take a very nice theoretical approach. They bring information theory in the picture to try to be very rigorous about how they estimate this interval-valued forecast and the models, that are behind. And then it's really applied, right? So they make this very nice connection between theory and application. And I think that's what forecasting is about, right? That we try to push new methodologies, but we are really strongly grounded with an application. So unfortunately, the authors are not here, but there is an outstanding paper award for them, and I will send it to them by post, and they are aware that they got this award. So congratulations to them, and thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you, Pierre. I'll call upon the podium Anastasios to do the Best Student Presentation Awards.
Okay, thank you for that, George. So one of the pleasures that I get as being a director is being involved in multiple awards. I spoke a bit about it in the members' meeting, and then the other thing I get to do is present these awards. So these are the ones that you've all been voting for on the Hoover app. We had some outstanding student presentations this year at the conference. So before I get to the actual winners, I think we should give a round of applause to all the students who presented, because in a way, they're all winners. So in a way, they're all winners, but we do use the Hoover app to vote on the ones that get the actual money. So I'll go to that now. So the third prize, it's a $500 prize. It's sponsored by Elsevier, so we want to thank Elsevier for that. This person has been involved in our community for a while, so in a way he's gamed the system by taking so long to actually start doing a PhD. But he's a fantastic speaker, fantastic forecaster. It's none other than Mitchell O'Hara Wild from Monash University. Now, they don't give me a novelty check to actually hand over, but what I will ask is that the winners come to the front and just stand up here, because we'll take a photo with all your names up in lights once we get through all three prize winners. So yeah, thanks, Mitch. So the second prize is a prize for $1,000. It's sponsored by Monash University. And for those who were in the members' meeting, I spoke about the pipeline from students who win different types of prizes going through and progressing through that. And our second prize winner is somebody who recently won one of the student awards. So I'm very happy to announce this winner. It's Junie Joseph from George Washington University. So come up, Junie. Okay, and then finally the first prize. This is a $2,000 prize sponsored by the International Institute of Forecasters. And I'm particularly happy to see this one. It's someone who works in a field close to my own, and I think this is a real rising star in our community. Daniele Girolimetto from the University of Padova. Congratulations.
Matt, can you take a picture?
Yeah. Okay, so that's it from me this year. I'll hand back over to George to discuss the IAF Fellows.
Thank you, Anastasios. Every year the IAF board accepts nominations for IAF Fellows, and this year we received 4 such nominations, but it is usual that the board awards 1 or 2 fellowships. So this year we had to make hard decisions in terms of which 2 we will award. The first fellow is Professor Dilek Onkal, who is Professor of Business Information Systems and Analytics at Newcastle Business School and Northumbria University in the UK. Professor Onkal has actively contributed to research on forecasting for over 30 years. Much of her work is focused on various aspects of judgmental forecasting. This includes methods of improving judgment using feedback and other types of training, establishing trust and credibility in forecasting with judgment, and examining how judgment is used within different forecasting scenarios and how it differs cross-culturally and cross-nationally. Professor Onkal has supported the IAF and the broader forecasting community in a variety of ways over 30 years. She has been a member for the IAF board over the period 2006 to 2014 and has been an editor of the International Journal of Forecasting, an associate editor of the International Journal of Decision Sciences and the International Journal of Applied Management Science, and a member of the editorial boards of Futures and Foresight in Science and Forecasting. Although she cannot be here with us today, please join me in congratulating and thanking Professor Onkal. The second IAF Fellow for 2023, I'm of great pleasure to announce that he is one of our long-term outstanding practitioners, long-term members of the IAF and contributors. If you don't know who that is, it's the guy on your left if you missed it before, on your right. Stefan has spent a lot of his professional life in industry, particularly software companies, most recently in SAP, where he has shown a consistent commitment to integrating academic ideas into practice. He's currently also visiting research fellow at the Lancaster Centre of Marketing Analytics and Forecasting. Stefan's commitment and contributions to both the practitioner and academic communities have been outstanding. He has been a member of the editorial board for our practitioner journal, Foresight, currently serving as deputy editor. He has also published prolifically in the journal, contributing both original articles and commentaries. I think it is fair to say that Foresight would not be the journal that it is today without Stefan's contribution as both an author and an editor. Stefan has also been extremely active on crossvalidated.com, generously helping countless forecasting practitioners by answering 2,000 questions in the last 12 years. His academic contributions have focused on retail and intermittent demand forecasting and has researched deeply on issues around forecast accuracy measures. He's also co-author of Demand Forecasting for Managers with Theno Simpson. Finally, Stefan has served as Director and Secretary of the IF Board 2011 to 2019 and has served on program committees of multiple ISFs. In my mind and perception, Stefan's recognition as an IF Fellow comes mostly from his contributions at the ISF. You would be hard-pressed to recall a session that Stefan's is sitting in and is not paying attention or offering an insightful comment or posing a challenging question. You saw he couldn't resist interrupting our keynote speaker before, right? Can I please ask that you put hands together for Stefan and ask Stefan to come up and get his fellowship? Okay, so we move to ISF 2024. We've got a video to play before we get Mohsen to talk to us about Dijon. You send me that? Oh, there it is.
Good.
Just click it.
Okay, good, thank you. Thank you, George. You had a really first already test flavor of Dijon for next year. So Dijon is, let's see, I tried to have something like this, like the logo. We have to check, okay, together. So Dijon is the heart and the capital of Burgundy. It's nearly 300 kilometers southeast of Paris. It's a really a small city, a medium city, really 160,000 people. Quite city. This is important to say it. And it's a really, there is many universities and that's quite city. So we will be having next year some interaction with them and so on. So the conference will be held in the convention center of Dijon, which is a big one already. It's in the heart of the city. It's the good thing, it's really served by the tramway, the electric really train. It is very easy to go from the train station, TGV, that means from Paris, and you go directly there. The other good thing, near the convention center, we have a lot of hotels. So we will see that. How to get to Dijon? You can really, as I told you, there is the speed TGV for 1 hour and 30 from Paris directly. So the price is nearly starting is 30-35 euro this year. So. And it could be very expensive if you buy your ticket too late. I mean, 1 or 2 days before traveling. Average daily departure 15 to 20, 25 sometimes. It depends on the period. Just to give you an example, really, from London St. Pancras station, international station, to Dijon, we need 4 hours and 40. From Zurich, which is an important airport also, you need 2 hours and 40. Without any change, you stay in your train. From Geneva, another really important city, we need 2 hours 45, but we have to change in Lausanne. So it's really convenient. Okay. About accommodation, we have negotiated really with many hotels in the city, really convenient hotels, really comfortable. So the price is ranging from 73 to 175 euro. That's the price of this year, including the breakfast. Important to say also, all these hotels are close just 100 meters from the venue, just to cross the road. For our friend and young students and researchers, we will be providing also some rooms in dormitory. So just on request. On Monday, 1st of July, we will be having really a reception by the mayor of the city. This is a tradition. We should have really what we say wine party. And then you can visit the City of Dukes, which is one of the most important monuments in the city. That is the City Hall. Now, for the gala event, really, on 2nd of July, we nearly have really scheduled everything. So the gala will be held in the Hospice de France, which is really a city 50 kilometers south of Dijon. We will really have buses for that, 1 hour probably. And probably we will stop during the journey in one really winery and domain to visit. For example, Nuit Saint-Georges, something like this. We will be discussing this. And that means really we should leave at 4 afternoon, for example, the venue, and start the gala event really at 7 afternoon. We will be also providing some pre and post possibilities around Burgundy, as you can see here, around 150 kilometers around Dijon. So we don't need really really many days for that. But also for those who would like really to visit really other cities like Geneva and the lake of Leman Lake, or Reims and Champagne, Provence, south near Nice and so on, Côte d'Azur, the Alps also between Switzerland and France, and also Paris, of course, for 2 or 3 days, it depends. We will be providing really many other really short tours. That's all. So you are more than welcome for next year, and I and Laurent, who will be the program chair, but also Pam, George, the directors of the board, also can provide you information over all the next year. Okay? So see you next year in Burgundy, in Dijon. Thank you. Thank you, George.
Thank you, Mason, and we won't keep you anymore. Congratulations to all the award winners. Thank you very much for your participation. Please put your hands together once again for Pam. She deserves it. Okay. And we should muster in Dijon. See you next year.